Good afternoon, YouTube. Hello. Thanks for joining. It is Monday, Labor Day, September 1st, 2025. It is day, I believe, 37 of accountability and consistency. And I am, as you can see, at home. I am on my walking pad. I'm going to do 30 minutes. I'll probably just film 15 or 20 minutes of it because I like to watch YouTube as I'm on my walking pad and can't do both. So just an update. I was supposed to film on Saturday for the gym day, but I think I mentioned before that Saturday was probably going to be a tough day for me, which it was. So I didn't film. I didn't even go to the gym. I was still kind of in a slump on Sunday, so I didn't go to the gym then. So, and I didn't do anything. I think I just meal prepped a little bit, not even that, yesterday. And I kind of just, let my emotions, let myself feel all the feels. And whenever I do my sit down, which hopefully I can do next month or this month, September, I can explain to you guys why I am so emotional. I don't want to talk about it now because I'll probably cry. I'll probably cry then too, but I'm going to try not to because I don't want to cry on camera. But just a lot of, just things happened last year and still carrying on for this year, probably for the rest of my life, to be honest. But again, I gotta stop before I cry. So that is that. So that's why I didn't go to the gym this weekend. With that being said, I only got 2 workouts done last week. And I hate blaming Aunt Flo, but she really does take me out. So I only got 2 workouts in because of Aunt Flo and just emotions, but still no excuse, right? You still have to work through it all and, do what you said do what you said you were going to do, right? I owe myself that. But 2 workouts are better than none. And just hopefully this month I'll be better at getting those goals done. Even though the last 37 days, besides, this week, I've been good with getting at least 3 to 5 workouts in. So 1 week, again, is not going to destroy it all. And speaking of the last 30-something days, so my consistency, and sorry, I have to up my speed here. So the goal with consistency is, of course, to create healthier habits and also to obviously lose weight on Mounjaro and just in general, and also to be more disciplined. And I find that I'm getting there with calorie counting. Maybe the workouts, I gotta just get a little better with doing like 3 to 5. But with calorie counting, I'm doing great with that. Like, even if I go on vacation and I can't count calories like I did when I went to Philly, I'm at least watching what I'm eating as far as portion size and things like that, because you can kind of estimate that it's going to be a high calorie meal, low calorie meal, things like that. So I do feel good about that, and I'm happy with that. The workouts, I plan them on my schedule, but again, life happens and I don't always stick to that, so gotta work more on that. But being mindful and intentional is another thing, and I think I'm good at that. I'm mindful when I'm not working out, and I'm intentional about trying to get it done, if that makes sense. So, 1 day at a time. On day 37, like I said, I want to do this for 90 days. And then hopefully, it'll become a habit. Now, I'm saying I'm going to do this for 90 days, not meaning that I'm going to be strict about the calorie counting and the workouts. And I don't know if I can explain that right, if I'm going to explain it correctly, but I'm still going to be consistent. I'm still going to make myself accountable, but I'm not going to like put it all on Instagram like I'm doing. And I'll probably, hopefully by the 90 days, have a set schedule for workouts. And then if I can't do the one day, at least I can throw it on another day. But I want to have like a set schedule, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, dedicated to working out. But it's so hard because of my work schedule. But I gotta be, that's where this consistency comes from. I gotta get it going. That is the plan. Even if I can't set schedule days, at least in my mind for 90 days, I know I gotta get 3 to 5. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of my purpose, is to get myself going, so I don't have to be so strict. It's just a natural thing. Also, I decided that for Instagram, posting every day, I post my calories and my workouts every day, my calorie counting tracker on MyFitnessPal, and my workouts every day. My workouts, I post, one of those, but always my calorie counting, not one of those. So I decided I'm going to do that for 45 days. So this is 37, day 37, so for another 8 days. And then after that, I'm going to do weekly. Because sometimes, I might fall asleep early, and then I didn't post my stuff, Like last night, I fell asleep, and I woke up to go to the bathroom at 11:45 at night, and I was like, oh shoot, let me post my Instagram accountability. That's ridiculous. But it's showing that I'm trying to be consistent. So I'm going to start doing that weekly. I'll still do it every day, but I won't post on Instagram every day. I'll just do it once a week. And there's no set day. I'll try to do it like on the end of the week, so they're all in there, but we'll see how it goes. What else did I want to tell you guys? I had my iron infusion on Friday. That went well. I get another dose next Friday because I have to do 2 doses at a time. Then she rechecks my iron, and then we go from there. So initially my iron was a 5, and that is way below the range. Now it's 37, so that's why she's like, it's normal, but I want it higher. So let's do 2 more doses. So that's why I'm doing these 2 doses. And then she'll check it again, and we'll go from there. The nice thing is, I noticed that when I schedule, my period comes, or it's around my period. So maybe it was good that I had my period this week, because I'm replenished with iron. Because that's where my low iron is coming from, because I have fibroids and I have heavy periods, and I don't want to have a hysterectomy right now, which is my only option, because of where my fibroids are. So that's that. My Synthroid medication, still doing that. I was going to stop it because I was having like palpitations and stuff, which I know is with the mix of the Mounjaro. That's probably why. And also that's one of the side effects from the Synthroid medication. But I didn't. One day I didn't take it just to see how I felt. And then I restarted it. And I've been doing okay. I started getting palpitations yesterday, but I think it was because my emotions were all over the place. And also because I went up to 7.5. I went up to 7.5 milligrams of Mounjaro. So what I did was cut my magnesium to twice a day instead of once a day. So I take 500 milligrams of my magnesium per my heart doctor, because I do have palpitations from the Mounjaro. That's one of the side effects. When I was on 5 milligrams, that's kind of when it kicked in. And she said she has many patients who had this side effect and still stay on the drug. So it's kind of up to me. And she said we can put, as long as I'm not, like, my heart rate's not too high, I'm not dizzy. I was a little dizzy, but I can tolerate it, and it doesn't last consistently, then I can stay on it. So She told me to increase my magnesium, which I did, and then I was good. So I'm thinking it's because I went to 7.5, and I'm on the Synthroid. So it's like a whole bunch of stuff, you know, just going at me, and my body just has to get adjusted to it. Oh, my dog, sorry. Ava, get down. Ava, girl, get down, get down, get down, girls. She's on the couch. So when she looks out the window and she sees somebody or another dog, she starts barking, so excuse her. Ava, girls, down. Stay down. So she'll probably get back up. She don't listen to me. But stay down, girls. Stay down. No, girls. So where was I? So that's what I'm going to see. I'm going to see if everything levels out. Today I'm okay. I took my 250 magnesium this morning, and then I'll take another one tonight, and I'll see how I do. And also, like I said, it's my first few days on the 7.5, and the Synthroid still, you know, trying to find his way around my life, around my body and my bloodstream. So that's that with the 7.5. No, that's not that, because I'm nauseous, and I feel nauseous like I did when I first started Mounjaro, but not as bad as when I was on Ozempic. But that was like 3 years ago. But I feel nauseous. I'm hungry, but when I eat, I get full. So it's just weird. The nausea I can't stand, but I have these peppermints. I'm gonna see if that helps. I just hate being nauseous, as everyone does. But the positive thing is I don't have the constipation. Like when I took my 2.5, I was constipated. I felt like for 3 weeks, no matter what I did, I was still constipated. I hated it. I was ready to like get rid of Mounjaro. And then I finally, you know, increased my water, my fiber. I would take Miralax like every other day, and I was a little better. 5 milligrams, I was constipated always the day after or 2 days after, and I would do the same thing and I would be good. And then after a while, I really didn't have a lot of constipation. It would be here and there. And I was on the 5 milligrams for about maybe 7-8 weeks, maybe? No, about 7 weeks. So, you know, the good thing about the 7.5, I'm not constipated the day after the shot. No problems, moving my bowels okay. So that's good. What else can I tell you guys? I have a list of goals for September. I'm gonna try to go back to doing that, where I list things that I'm gonna try to do daily, or weekly, or whatever the case may be, to help kickstart some things as well. So my list, if I can think of off the top of my head, weigh myself every Monday and Saturday. Every Monday because it's the beginning of the week, and every Saturday because it's the end of the week and the Mounjaro, you know, has lost some of its peak and all that good stuff. So kind of see where I'm at as far as true weight loss. Because speaking of that, because I did read somewhere that Mounjaro peaks 24 to 48 hours after your injection, or GLPs maybe in general. So that's, if you weigh yourself those 2 days, you'll probably be at your lowest because of that. And I did weigh myself yesterday, and I was lower, still no big weight loss from my start weight, but I was still lower. I was like 176.3, and my starting weight was 176.8. So no big weight loss there. But that was crazy to me. And then I weighed myself today, and I was 176.9. So who knows? You know, of course it's water weight, you know, it's a bunch of factors, but I'm probably stressed because I've been so emotional as well. So that was that. So I found that fascinating reading that article. And then what else? Oh, I want to try to meditate as often as I can every day. I want to make sure I drink 72 to, I think I put 100 ounces I'm not really good at getting 100. The most I usually get is like 80 to 88. 72 too is probably the most on some days, but I want to increase the 72 obviously. So 72 to 88 to 100 ounces. And it's really tough sometimes to do water when I'm working on in a certain part of my department, because you are constantly going to get patients. I'm doing procedures in radiology, and you're constantly getting patients back to back to back to back to back. And having to pee so much, it does not always work. I mean, there was a time when, I think I told this story before, where I was rushing to take the patient back to recovery, and the nurse that was taking over for me, I'm like, girl, I can't hook this patient up. Can you hook him up? I gotta go pee. And the patient's like, go pee, go pee. And I went to go pee. So, you know, it's tough on certain work days. But I'm gonna do the best I can. What else? Water. Get 5,000 to 10,000 steps per day. 6 out of 7 days. Get the 5 to 10,000 steps for the week, 6 to 7 days. I'm doing a lot of 6 to 7 days because I don't want to overshoot things, and I know me. There's some days where I'm not going to get 5,000 steps, so at least give myself one day that I can't get those 5,000 steps. Like yesterday, I only got 1,000 steps, and I know this may sound like mediocre, but this is what works best for me. I gotta start low and slow. That's just how I am in life with certain things, because then I'll get too frustrated, I'll get too disappointed. Oh, shoot, my phone fell. I'll get too frustrated, and then I will stop. Oh, you guys, my phone fell, so I had to restart. I don't have my stand. It was kind of leaning on something because my stand is in my car, and I didn't grab it once I realized I was already filming. So where was I? I think I was talking about the steps. So that's where I am for steps. Like I said, I get frustrated sometimes if I don't meet goals, and I want to just start low and slow so I don't get myself into a predicament where I'm like, oh, tomorrow you're a loser, just give up. What else is on there? My calorie deficit, I want between, I think I put 50 and 1,800. That's kind of what ChatGPT kind of gave me. And mainly like for workout days, just have the higher calories. And then for days where I really don't do much, have like the lower 1550. Protein, I think I put between 100 to 140. Broad range, but there's some days like at work, I can't get, more than 100 because I'm like, I have to drink, my yogurt drinks or whatever, because I don't get a break until, 1 or 2 o'clock, depending on the day. I'll eat breakfast and then I won't eat again until, like I said, 1 or 2, or sometimes 3 o'clock. And, I don't have time to have a protein snack in between. It's just tough sometimes when you're a nurse because, on those work days, it's hard to, really get those bathroom breaks, get those lunch breaks, get those snack breaks. So, you do what you got to do. You do the best that you can. What else? What else did I put on there? Water, meditation, workout, same thing, 3 to 5. Sleep, I put sleep on there, get 7 to 8 hours of sleeping. Weigh myself Monday and Saturday, but also measurements as well. Which, speaking of measurements, I weighed myself yesterday, I said, and I also made like a table of my BMI, my body fat, my muscle mass, and my visceral fat, just to see, the scale wasn't moving, but I know I'm like losing some inches. I haven't measured myself, but I can tell with certain things. And I did the table like from when I started Mounjaro in May and until August 31st, which was yesterday. And for my BMI, I went down like, I think it was 1.6, I believe, 1.6. I went down in BMI. And Body fat, I went down, I think it was 2 point something, 2.2, I believe, body fat. And visceral fat, I went down 2. And muscle mass, I gained 2 pounds of muscle mass. So, man, I was like, this is nice. And those numbers aren't small. I mean, aren't big, but that was a good thing. I really was happy about that. It kind of helped me with motivation too, because I'm putting on muscle, I'm losing fat, and the scale may not be moving, but my inches are. So that was a good thing. What else do I have on? I have so many things on there, and now I can't even remember what it is. But maybe when I look at it again, I can come back and tell you guys. So the plan for the week, this week, I meal prep some protein. I'm going to meal prep my last protein, which is, look at my little cat. This was my mom's. My meal prep protein meat will be salmon, and that's pretty much it. And then I made some hard-boiled eggs. I'm going to make some bacon. So, oh, that's another thing I put on my list. Make sure I eat breakfast, because I don't always eat breakfast. Ava! Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to turn off my camera because she was barking way too much. And she wasn't listening. As usual, my dog is not trained. She's not. I mean, she's a good girl, but I talk to her in that voice. But some things I gotta like really get down in her face about. Now she only 9 pounds. So where was I? Oh, bacon, and then I'll probably like midweek cook another protein, meat protein, because I'm, sometimes I get tired of the same thing. So midweek I try to like change it up a little bit. But I can tell you one thing, I never get tired of salmon. I love salmon. I can eat salmon every day. I'm just trying to fix this. I don't know. I braided my hair, so I have my little bonnet under here. I didn't want to come on camera with my bonnet. What else did I want to tell you guys? It's on there. I can't remember everything that's on there. The steps, the workouts, the diet, protein, sleep. I can't remember, but that's my goal. Those are some of my goals for September. And I'll probably do another October one. I used to do these back in the day, and I kind of miss doing that. And then I had my challenge with my coworkers, and I texted them my goal list if they wanted to do that for themselves too. And a couple were interested. So we got a good group of people in our challenge. And that's another thing that keeps me going too, is our challenge that I have with my coworkers. I have one coworker, she's so competitive. Oh my God. She keeps me going though, because man, she is on it. And she's 54. And she's a cancer survivor. She's just a beautiful person inside and out. And she just motivates me. And her words are so inspiring. Like, I'll say, well, I'm being lazy. And she's like, you are not lazy. You are working hard. You are inspiring us. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And she's like, I wouldn't be doing this without you. And I'm so proud of her, because she did like this 30-day challenge with, I guess, this woman named Betty Rocker, I think her name is. And she has like home workouts and stuff like that. And she's been doing that. She did it for like 30 days straight. And it's like weights and stuff. And she never really did weights. So, she's been doing that. And I'm happy that, me creating challenges and, trying to do things and posting things on Instagram is, helping others, because I know I'm inspired by people. I'm inspired by her. I tell her that all the time. You're 50-something years, you're older than me. You survived cancer, and you're, trying to have a healthier life, even though she's not like unhealthy or, overweight like that. Of course she can lose weight. A lot of us can. That's why we're on this journey. But she's not as big as she thinks she is. But that's all of us, right? But she's also said that her A1C was up. So she wanted to make sure that she didn't get into that diabetic range. She's like pre-diabetic. So this is helping her. And she beats me at steps. She was like second or third place in our competition. Now she's first, and she's been first for like 3 weeks for our August challenge. Now we started the September challenge today. And I think everybody is chilling today. Meanwhile, I'm on the walking pad. So I created like a group chat for us as well. And everyone's like, not today, tomorrow. I'm relaxing. I was like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, I'm creeping on my walking pad. So that's that. My challenge goes from September 1st through September 30th. And it's going to be tough because at the end of September, I go to Vegas. So I'm going to see how that goes. Of course, I'm going to work out. I did it when we were in Philly, but that was just for a weekend. So we're going to Vegas for 4 days, from a Thursday to a Monday. So I got to figure it out. I did put on my calendar that I'm going to do full body on Monday and Wednesday before I leave, and then probably do cardio while I'm at Planet Fitness, and then maybe throw in some random weights if I feel like it. Because of course we're in Vegas, we're gonna be partying, we're gonna be eating. So I gotta throw it in there. If I gotta get up earlier one day, a couple days, and get cardio in, I'll do that. I mean, I'll probably get a bunch of steps in, right? Fremont Street, all that good stuff. But I want to get some, like real cardio in. So I plan on hopefully doing 2 to 3 days of cardio while I'm there. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm definitely gonna vlog working out while I'm there, or just in general. I'm gonna try to do some things. I really gotta learn YouTube, y'all, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just a girl who work overtime, full-time, part-time, per diem, trying to figure out this YouTube thing. I was doing it just for my documenting my journey, which I still am. But I'm also hoping that, I get more views and subscribers, and we can have like a little community here. I love my communities on Facebook. Like, I'm on to a lot of groups, I think I told you guys before, for Mounjaro, and also just in fitness in general. There's a couple groups I'm in that I'm thinking about getting out of, just because people, they get to be too much. They think they can talk to you crazy, and I'm just not. That's not me. Like, I don't tolerate disrespect. I don't care what anybody says. I just don't. I think, strangers talking to strangers reckless is just ridiculous. And I know this isn't the internet and there are trolls, but it's just rude. I'm sorry. And I don't like that in real life, and I definitely not going to tolerate it on social media. It's just ridiculous. People need to grow up. But anyways, I say that to say, because there was a girl, I posted something in one of this fitness motivational group that I'm in, and I was talking about, I think it was ChatGPT. I was asking them what they thought about what ChatGPT told me about my calories and calorie deficit and protein and all water intake and all that good stuff, just to see what people used it before, blah blah blah. And this one girl was like, "You're diabetic. You need to do keto and intermittent fasting." And I was like, "No, thank you. I don't want to do keto. I don't want to do intermittent fasting." No, I said absolutely no intermittent fasting. I tried both before, and it's just not for me. And she came back and she was like, well, I said, and I talked about this with my doctor, which I did, which is really none of her business, but I just said that. Just told her anyways. And she was like, well, if you plan on being diabetic your whole life, or your doctor doesn't want you to heal from diabetes, then keep doing it, or something like that. And I'm like, girl, what? So I said a few things to her, and I told her she's loud and wrong, because now I am the pre-diabetic range, and I wasn't really had a high hemoglobin A1C when I did before Mounjaro. I was still in the pre-diabetic range with diet and exercise alone. But to really help kick off the weight loss, which I ain't kicking off too much, but I came here to Mounjaro. So I just told her, she's loud and wrong and blah, 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 blah. And then I was done. And I said, and please move on. Like, don't comment anymore. You know what I mean? And so then another girl chimed in and said, you asked for advice. And I told the girl she's pissing me off, because she was pissing me off. I wasn't in the mood. And I probably shouldn't have read that comment the time that I did, because I was just not in the mood. And so another girl came in and was like, you asked for advice and now you're mad when people say it. And I'm like, girl, what? I said, first of all, I said, she offered advice, I declined, and then she made a rude comment. And yes, I was mad, and I said what I said, and that's that. And then the other girl never responded, but then the original girl responded, and I just deleted it. I don't even know what she said. I didn't read it. I just deleted the notification that she responded, and I haven't looked back, because what I'm not going to do is go back and forth. I might go back and forth once, and then that's it. I'm not going back and forth with somebody I don't know. And homegirl, you do you, but I'm not doing keto. To each his own, but not me. I did keto, and I was exhausted. I didn't like all the keto snacks, whatever, I do lower carbs. My doctor and I talked about it. I do 150 milligrams of carbs or less, and my hemoglobin A1C is fine. Sometimes I'll go over, obviously, but I don't eat a lot of sweets. I don't really eat a lot of carbs. I eat more fruit than anything. I only eat a lot of carbs, obviously, if I go out for dinner, and then even for dinner, I try to pick a lower carbs. But I don't really have to explain. You know what I mean? Like, I don't owe anyone an explanation but myself and my doctor if, my numbers or whatever are bad. But like strangers on the internet, no, I don't owe anyone anything. And that may be a problem as a YouTuber, because I'm not one of those. I'm not one to explain, my actions if it doesn't affect you. We can talk about it, but if you're going to be rude, then no. But that's just me, just how I am, and maybe that will turn people off. I don't know. But I just don't like negativity like that. Like, there's no reason for people on the internet to be so nasty to one another and just to make comments just to, be the be all and end all. We're not. No one is, like I would never give anyone advice saying this is what you should do, this is what you have to do, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's different. I can only tell you what worked for me, and, what me and my doctor discussed, and, things of that nature. But telling someone this is what they should do, this is what I recommend if it was me, but everyone's not me, And I always tell people, like, when people ask questions on Facebook or in Facebook groups, I say, this is works for me. This is what I did. This is what I've read. This is blah, blah, blah. But, you do what works for you, because everyone's different. Everyone's lifestyle's different. Everyone's journey's different. Even with Mounjaro, people in some of these groups say, you got to do this, you got to do that. You got to take these supplements. You got to do that. I don't take a lot of supplements. One, because I'm scared as a nurse. Let me just think about all this stuff, And two, I just don't feel the need to. My doctor, we do updated blood work. Also, it depends on how I feel, And a lot of things you can get from eating. So I work on making sure I'm getting those vitamins and stuff from eating. And if I need supplements like the magnesium, then that's what I'll take. But I'll run it past my doctor first. And I know some people don't trust doctors, but I do. I work with doctors that I wouldn't, let touch my enemy, but I wouldn't take advice from them either. You know what I'm saying? So I trust my primary. I trust my cardiologist. I trust my GI doctor. Those are the 3 doctors that I have right now. I trust those people. And when I have doctors that I don't trust, guess what? I don't go to them. I find another one. I trust my hematologist. Sorry, that was 4th doctor. I trust my hematologist. I trust my GYN. You have to advocate for yourself, and you have to have trust. So, again, I don't take a lot of supplements. I don't drink a gallon of water. I like I said, increase my fiber. I don't take a lot of Miralax if I don't have to, because I worked in GI and I saw what like taking a lot of laxatives and a lot of Miralax can do to your colon, you know. And I just don't believe in all that. And if it gets to a point, like I said, with the 2.5, I was about to be done, because I don't want to have to rely on Miralax and you know, a laxative. Yeah, increase your fiber. Yeah, take Benefiber or whatever. But I don't want to do those things every day. And I'm not, you know, downing anyone who has to, because we all have to do what we have to do. Like, maybe doing that is necessary for you because you need to lose 100 pounds to be healthy. And that's okay, you know. And then your colon can probably, you know, go back to the normal, because you won't need all of that, those other supplements and laxatives. I don't know, but just saying, you know, we gotta weigh what's more important to us and what's more important to us having a healthy lifestyle. So someone who's 400 pounds and has to take Miralax 300, 200, whatever, you know, someone who's that unhealthy, those unhealthy numbers, my number's unhealthy for my height, but those unhealthy numbers outweigh worrying about, you know, what your colon looks like, as long as you're not having any colon issues as far as like, you know, perforated colons, things like that. So it's all about what's best for you, and no one but your doctors should be telling you what you should do, you know. And a lot of people on these forums really do that, and that is like my pet peeve. I left a thyroid group because of that, because they were like, don't listen to your doctor, they don't know how to treat thyroidism, hypothyroidism, da 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 da. And I was like, oh my God, people who actually listen to all of this, God bless you. And I hope maybe, you know, I hope you have a horrible doctor and that's why you need to listen to these people, and you can find a new one. But some things I'm just like, nope, not for me. But anyways, that is my TED Talk for the last 15 minutes. And I hope it didn't turn anyone off, but you know, it's just kind of what it is for me. Oh, sorry y'all, I had to stop the video. I almost fell off the doggone walking pad. Oh my God. Woo. But anyways, that's enough of my TED Talk rambling on the walking pad. I got about, I said I was gonna do a half an hour, but I ended up doing 45 minutes talking to y'all. So I am going to do another 9 minutes, not even 9 minutes, probably about 8 minutes, and watch a little YouTube while I do it. Again, thank you for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Have a blessed week. Enjoy your holiday. Stay safe, and peace out.